Let's call Heysum.
Hello.
Hey, dude, what's up?
Nothing much. About you?
I'm just chilling, dude. What are you doing today?
So I still haven't left the do leg. I'm going to do that right now. I'm about to have some pre-workout and go. And then I was going to come back and nap. It's my day off, and it's been a long week. But down to record something if you are.
Oh, perfect. Okay. All right, man. I'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Oh shit,
Oh,
that
hey,
was.
Heysum.
Hey, what's up? That was hella quick. I'm just walking out of my house.
Yeah, dude, let's go.
Fuck it.
All right.
Oh, I can't get out.
Watch out for the gate there.
Alright, guys.
You have to move that out of the way first.
Keep it
Oh.
lighting in mind.
Okay. What was the question you asked me just a minute ago?
So I asked him on a basic level, like, what is it in your subconscious that drives you to do what you do? What do you think it is, right? Is it something from your past? Is it trauma, which is super common? Is it something that happened in your childhood, something now, recently? Your self-image, basically.
Dude, so like, I feel like I was born with nothing. And like, I didn't even have a fucking father who gave a shit about me, but I always wanted to be a millionaire. And just do fucking everything that I could ever want to do. And just live up to my ultimate potential. And so, dude, it's not subconscious, it's fully conscious. Everything I do, I'm fully conscious of.
I would argue there's a conscious and a subconscious, right? Your conscious mind is like, okay, I choose to do this, I choose to do this. But there's a subconscious mind under it all, which is your entire engine of your being.
Okay.
Right?
So like, but that subconscious is only triggered through conscious activities at this point in my life.
Okay.
So so like I've decided to just work, fucking 16, 18 hours a day, right?
Uh-huh.
So now subconsciously, I'm just automatically in that mode already that I'm doing that.
I feel it because you do have the right mindset of doing, and then your conscious kind of follows after the doing. Most people don't have that. Let me give you like a good example of subconscious versus conscious. Someone on a diet, right?
Uh-huh.
They think you're like, oh, I want to get fit, but they can't seem to get themselves to the gym or eat food. The reason being is because they're subconscious.
How's it going?
You're famous, you made it! Okay, but the reason being is that their subconscious actually just wants to be comfortable and within their space, while their conscious mind is like, oh, why can't I do this? It's because you have to deal with your subconscious of wanting to be comfortable and feel good and eat good, and you have to go to the root cause of that.
Heysum's all about this. He's in this transition in his life currently. I went through this transition when I was like 5 because I didn't have a choice. That's just how I was raised. Luckily, that's lucky for me.
No, that's kind of like a weird blessing in disguise because when you have that gun to your head, it's like change or die.
It's do or die, dude, and that's I've lived my whole life just do or die. Make it happen or fucking die.
I'm jealous.
That's it.
I'm still struggling with that too.
Every decision for me, that's it.
Right.
There's no other way to go about life for me because
Uh-huh.
it's just not worth it. It's not worth it for me. Everything comes down to like what things are worth. And so, if I want to put every single second of my time into this and becoming better at it and a better human being, then that's just what I'm going to do. And nothing's going to hold me back.
Nice. I like that. I feel the energy coming off him, like I'm just eating it for myself.
Kanye West. Alright, well, let's start this off right, my friend. Cheers. I just love the sound of that, dude.
Oh yeah, no, I thought you meant the 2 tin cans tapping together like.
Jesus Christ, Heysum.
Oh my god, you're such a bitch.
It's delicious. So just so you guys understand, me and Heysum have this relationship where basically we just talk mad shit to each other.
We just insult each other.
Much as possible. Just because when we're together, our egos are like through the fucking roof.
He's just there so I can just take all my aggression out on him,
Right, people feel just generally that they can do that for some reason. I think it's because they know I can take it, but that's fine with me.
Same with me.
Okay,
Right.
so Heysum, let's start the interview.
Okay.
Tell the people who you are.
So I'm Heysum. I've known Jesse since how long? Like I've met him at Las Positas.
Like fucking 4 years now?
About 4 or 3 years. I met him at Las Positas College. It's a little community college in Livermore. Spent 3 years here before transferring to SF State. Moved here fall of 2016, and now it's like, it's home. You know, I've met some incredible people out here. Grew a fuck ton. Something me and Jesse have in common. We're super into like self-development, but I'm into self-development that actually works. Like I feel like so much of the community, if you want to call it that, or the industry is mental masturbation. And that's something I'd like to
Haysum's more
avoid.
into that kind of stuff than me. He knows all these funny words and terms and things like that.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
shocks me with him.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a great term, mental masturbation.
mental masturbation.
That's
I
a
understand
great
it now.
term,
Right,
yeah.
you're learning a bunch of stuff but not actually doing anything.
And you
right?
feel like you're
That's-
doing something. You feel like you're getting somewhere.
You are getting somewhere.
Well, here's the thing. To a certain extent, you have
Right.
to apply the information you're reading.
Right.
Something a friend of mine told me that's really dope, right? Is like, don't just read a bunch of books. Like, choose 1, 2, 3 books, 2, 3 at most, and just master those books. Like, master them. You know? Like, I've read so many books, like, with overlapping information,
Yeah.
right? And it's all great information, but it's just information if you don't.
What would those 3 books be for you?
Okay, so one I'm trying to master right now is Psycho-Cybernetics.
Okay. So, next.
Incredible fucking book.
Next.
2 is Relentless by Tim S. Grover. He was Michael Jordan's trainer in the NBA.
Okay, next.
And 3, that's a tough one because a lot of them could go in 3. Those 2 definitely. The Way of the Superior Man by David Dita, I think it was. Those
I've
3.
literally never heard a single one of those.
Those are incredible. Any one of those you'll love, and they're
Okay.
super easy to read.
I think mine would have to be Think and Grow Rich, number 1.
Still have Napoleon Hill. Still haven't read that.
Dude,
I still haven't read it.
it was like the
Yeah.
book, it was my tipping point of a book.
Mhm.
It was like, holy shit, and that's how the world works. Okay,
Okay, yeah, I for sure have to read that then.
so that book, recently I read The Power of Now.
Incredible.
That one was a fucking great book.
I recommend that if you're meditating and use it as a supplement to your meditating. That's the best way to ingest that book
Or
for sure.
even just your fucking life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely started meditating more after
Yeah.
I read it. I was just felt in the morning I was ready.
It's very abstract,
And then
though. Yeah.
for a third one, I've read like fucking 20 books in the last couple weeks. What's the third one?
The first 2 are always easy.
Right.
It's just that third one.
The third one?
Yeah.
I don't know. Pick a fucking book yourself. I don't know.
Your third favorite book. It's like, oh, just choose your own. Like, that's their favorite book.
my third favorite is whatever the fuck you want. I don't know.
More of a fucking one. No, Sherlock Holmes.
Harry
Harry Potter. I love how the default answer is always Harry Potter.
Lord of the Rings.
Fucking Harry Potter. Hey, what's the best Harry Potter though?
Fucking doesn't matter.
What's the best one?
Movie or book?
Book. Come on, let's be serious here.
Well, I've only read 2 of the books.
Get up and
I
walk
read The
out.
Sorcerer's Stone and The Chamber of Secrets.
The what stone?
The
The
Sorcerer's
Sorcerer's Stone.
The Sorcerer-
The Sorcerer's Stone.
The Sorcerer's Stone and The
Yeah.
Chamber of Secrets. I thought The Chamber of
Chamber of
Secrets
Secrets is
was
fire.
better. Yeah.
That's fire.
It was so much fun to like read about just the whole little thing about going in there because they told
It's like a mystery.
They missed a
Yeah.
lot of it. And like the different thing with the wizards and shit like that, you know, like it was really cool. And the way they played on, you know, the douchebag who like was like pretending to be a good wizard, and like once they entered into like the what is it?
The obelisk.
The obelisk is the tormentor. That's Yu-Gi-Oh. It's the
No, the basilisk.
Basilisk.
Yeah.
Yeah, chamber.
I
Then it
remember
got
that.
fucking intense as shit.
Oh, dude, that's so
The whole
like.
Phoenix scene.
You know
was
what's
sick.
crazy? Something crazy about Harry Potter? The most badass thing I think Harry ever fucking did was murder that giant snake at 12 years old.
Straight up.
Like, what the fuck? That's fucking
Savage.
crazy.
Savage.
And like, I feel like all his feats in the rest of the series, which are great,
Yeah.
never reached. Like, that's like he peaked early.
Bro, no,
That's
it was
fucking
sick.
great. He did it with a sword.
A savage
Yeah.
freaking snake with a sword and
Yeah.
a phoenix. Like
That's dope.
Like what else do you need?
This nigga was 12.
It's 12.
He was 12.
1, 2, 12.
Do you remember you when you were 12?
What grade was that?
What grade is that?
Is that 6th grade? 5th grade?
I want to say 7th grade.
7th grade.
I was 12. I think people turned 13 in 7th grade, but I was 12 in 7th grade.
7th grade
Yeah.
was rough. No, it wasn't that rough. I was acing school.
It's
and
basically Fat Albert.
I got the PE athletic award, and I had a crush on a girl named Annie Bang.
That's a hilarious name. Did you want to Annie Bang? Annie Bang?
The funny thing is that
That's
she'll
a
probably
great
end
name.
up watching this.
I hope so. Hi, Annie Bang.
Annie Pang.
Annie. Oh, I thought he said. In my defense, Annie Pang. I thought he said
Bang.
Annie Bang.
Annie Bang.
I legitimately
With a
thought he
V.
said Annie Bang
With a V.
with a V.
You're terrible.
There are kids
We're keeping
watching.
all of this.
No, absolutely.
Good. Kids need to see this shit.
Kids need it.
Fucking tune them in now.
Hey, it's either they hear it here or they hear it on the street. What do you want?
Right, no, we're
It's a
good.
controlled
We're
environment.
good fucking people here, man. I'm just drinking, 21st Amendment brutes. It looks like it's fucking.
I know people at home can't see, but I love like the fucking faces on it. Like they look so smug. They're like, yo,
Fucking
what's
here.
up?
Just
What's up?
look at them. They're really concerned, George Washington.
He's like, guys,
And then,
stop. He's like,
that's like a Jefferson, I'm guessing. And then,
look at Lincoln.
I don't know who this guy is, but this guy looks like
Look at
fucking
Lincoln.
Frankenstein right
No,
now.
look at
Lincoln is like, dude, I'm about ready to smash your bitch.
Yeah, like Lincoln looks dope as fuck. Like he's like, yo, what's up?
Stab a
Look, his
cheese up.
fist is up.
Right, he's ready to handle, dude.
Dude, and Washington's like, no, you're really.
He looks like he kind of got punched in the face. Like he just
I think
took it.
Lincoln punched him in the
I
face.
think Lincoln punched him in the face, you guys. It just took him out. He's smiling, he's happy about it.
See, what I love about Washington's face.
That's why Washington was so concerned. He was like, Jesus Christ.
I thought he was like, no, stop, you're ruining my country. Like, no.
No. Oh, where are the slaves that are going to grow my hemp for me?
Oh my god, shut up. I hope you know it's only going to go downhill from here.
Yeah.
Right? 'Cause
No, never that.
Never that?
Never
the uphill?
that. Only
the
uphill.
uphill? Good.
There's only one way to go, and that is up, my friends.
Something I appreciate about this.
My watch beeped as I said that. Just little confirmation.
So you're literally just in time.
literally fucking syncing up with the world, just to clarify that for the world. Anyway. Heysum,
I need a moment to laugh at you for that
Yeah.
fucking comment.
are you not woke
I'm
enough
done.
to understand that
I'm
that's a
done.
thing?
Don't ever use the. I hate that word. Like I hate that fucking word. Like people. I feel like people who use the word woke like are exactly not that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm woke. No, you're not. Shut the fuck up. Like.
No, see,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Uh-huh.
The greatest thing about using the word woke is when it's in a ridiculous context.
That's a good point.
Like that moment there.
That's a good
like,
point.
what are you, not woke, bro? Like,
That's a good point. It's reached that tire point now.
Exactly.
Now it's
It
I feel
fully
No, but
is.
people were like all about that shit like 2 years ago.
like, bruh, I'm woke.
Like, shut the fuck up. But something I do appreciate about Jesse is like we were talking about this earlier is like a relentless like positive attitude, right? And I'm a very positive, confident person. Sure, I could say nice things.
That's amazing.
I know. Enjoy it. Enjoy the fucking. Enjoy the validation. Finally, someone gave it to me.
It made me so happy.
But and we were talking about this. I feel like compared to most people, right? I'm a very positive, confident person, but I grew up with like a lot of negative shit. I grew up in a lot of negative energy, like depression and anxiety, and I'm past that, right? But there's still little, little lingering bits that I still want to, make peace with, you know?
Yeah, what do you mean? Like what? What do you have left
Well,
to face?
I don't think there's anything left to face. When things are going good, like I'm good. Like I could say at this point right now that I'm happy. You know,
Yeah.
I could definitely say that, but not every day is perfect. Maybe like once a week, not even like once a week, like once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just wake up, I just feel like fuck,
Fuck.
and like yeah.
I feel that too, dude. Sometimes, I criticize myself a little bit for this. Because sometimes I feel like I'm just fucking feeling great, like I
Right.
have been the past few days.
Dope.
And like other days, I'm just like feel like shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why do I have such like a fucking vast difference of feeling amazing and feeling great? And why is there such? I mean, I still get everything done in that day, but like,
Right.
I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Do I have bipolar disorder? Am I
Yeah,
just feeling
yeah.
shitty? Do I need to
yeah.
feel this down just so I know what feeling up feels like, so I can appreciate it more? And I'm thinking that's it.
Usually, what I've heard as like a solution or whatever is that you are not your emotions. Your
Right.
emotions are
Right.
random.
Right.
You are not your thoughts either.
Yeah.
Something
It's
I
like
kind
your
of
sign.
Yeah.
What does it say?
I wrote that
Your
today.
Thoughts are a fucking lie.
No, I I wrote, the voice in your head is a liar. And then you saw, I underlined it like 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, when I grew up the way I did, is you self-identify with that voice and you take it as a self-evident truth, right? And I was feeling kind of weird. I mentioned I was having a bit of an off day earlier. I'm fine now. I'm chilling. But
just today he was having an off day, but now he's solid.
I'm solid.
Solid. 2.5 beers later.
Right? Oh no, this is my first step. You're flying through that, by the way.
Oh, I'm almost.
This is my second one. I haven't even opened it yet. That's your second one. You're almost done with it.
This is the only one way to drink beer, my friend, and that is to drink a beer.
See, my problem is, like, I get conversational, and then, nigga, don't touch my beer.
Your beer is like the saddest thing ever.
Fuck, man, shut up.
It's like a third of a chub of a beer. So there we go. Now it's done.
Just love Lincoln's face. It's so great. No, I want the satisfaction. Come on, that's my beer, right? And you know, that's like a sacred thing. You don't fucking just take it from someone. Oh, I love it. I hope someone walks in. Like, I hope someone just walks through that door and like they just see us with the camera and we're just chilling.
They'll be stoked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Heysum.
Yeah.
What is your opinion of college?
Of college?
And school.
I'm gonna be honest. We talked about this earlier. I think college is kind of a joke. People graduate with like an 8th grade, 7th grade reading level. It's like an extended summer vacation, and I feel like a lot of it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a man who is currently attending San Francisco State, and he's been there for about 3 years now. This is your 3rd year?
Yeah. No, this is my. I started in 2016, so I guess second-ish?
Second-ish year? Whatever the fuck.
Fall of 2016.
Okay, so yeah, but he's been in college for about 4 years now, approaching 5th year.
Yeah.
I think. And yeah, that's for him speaking. So go ahead and continue.
Absolutely. So I've mentioned earlier that I grew up with like, you know, depression, anxiety, and I had a lot of coping mechanisms to like distract myself. I had very low self-discipline. I'm very impulse driven, right? And the reason why I'm in school now, originally I wanted a career in like video production or something like that. I had a directing gig last year, last spring semester, and I fell out of love with the whole process. I see people who put their heart and soul into it, carrying their equipment around, constantly talking about their craft, and I'm like, wow, that's not me, you know? And I'm kind of in a space in between where I don't really know. The reason why I'm still in school now, it's an amazing way for me to like get my shit together. Okay. You know, it provides me a structure for self-discipline to knock off certain tasks in a day. Okay, right?
Sorry, I want to interrupt you for a moment.
No, go ahead.
You said that like you weren't at that level of loving video production. Is that what you just said?
It was two things. I was falling out of love with it. Like it just wasn't for me, and it wasn't that semester. It was kind of like the slow build up since 2016. Okay, you know, and I'm like, wow, this is just. I don't think this is for me.
And you're still studying it.
It's a sunk cost fallacy a little bit because I'm so close to graduating and I don't want to rack up more debt.
You're in a what? I'm sorry.
It's a sunk cost fallacy. It's the fallacy. Right. It's when you spent so much time in something, you invested so much time that you're just gonna keep doing it with minimal return. Right.
Right. I feel like that's
why it's a fallacy.
What a lot of people do when they go to college. They're like, I don't want to do this, but I'm only 6 months away, so I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah. No. See, at least I'm trying to make something positive out of those last few months. Yeah. My worry is waking up after I graduate and being like, what now? So I'm not putting it, but it's something I'm worried about. Yeah. Like I need to get out, meet people, maybe teach myself how to code, maybe do something on the side, just so I'm working on something, get an internship.
Let's test this right now. Heysum, what the fuck do you want to do with your life? What's gonna make you feel satisfied and happy?
My worry is like I'm happy right now and I'm not gonna expand, so I don't know. You know what I mean? I guess I'm dead. I guess I'm dead.
You don't know yet.
I don't know yet, and I'm okay with that.
That's okay. That's okay with
I'm okay with it.
It's fine. Sometimes it just takes you trying different things to get there. Yeah. And I was talking to Heysum about this earlier. Right. Which was so before I started doing all these videos and stuff, I was doing, getting into life coaching, and before that I was doing personal training, and I just want to fucking help people like get better and more confident, do awesome things for themselves, and like then once I came across this, putting together vlogs and doing, even like a podcast form like this, interviewing, dude, once I got into this, it just kind of took over. I almost forgot about it.
You should hear this guy when he talks about it. Like it's him. You know what I mean?
It's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
And like I just put all of my freaking time into it, and it's just the funnest thing ever. And I wanted to be an actor when I was a kid. And like, dude, now I get to be, now I get to act. I get to be on camera, and I also
you're the director, you're producer, you're the actor.
Yeah, all of it, and it's amazing. And I get to talk to amazing fucking people, like my bro here, and we get
he
to
said
something nice. Chill, drink beer, been able to travel the world, and like shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, but like I had to do so much of this stuff and put myself in so many uncomfortable, terrible situations to finally get to this point.
I know what you mean.
And
like really, when you really sit down, and this is for people who's been through, like, life is hard, everyone goes through struggle, right? I think everyone can relate with this on some level. If you sit down and really thought about what you went through to get here, like, it's almost overwhelming. Like, if you think about it, like, all at once.
Every moment,
like, it's really crazy.
That led you to be where you are right now.
That's a lot. Like, my mind almost doesn't even want to sift through it. Like,
I've done that
what I mean?
on mushrooms once, and that was pretty intense.
I haven't done that.
It was amazing.
I've not done that.
Very awakening.
Yeah, I would start crying, right? If I was like on shrooms and thinking, that's how you just derail the conversation with the one word. like I'm on the tracks and then I just fell off.
Good time. No,
yeah,
definitely. Mushrooms will open up your mind a little bit. Sometimes.
Be safe though.
Be safe, because
My
Jesse was this close to fully losing his mind. Twice. But held in there.
Be safe.
But held in there, and now I'm amazing for it. And I can tell you guys what to do. Also, I've done enough to make you guys not have to do any. If you just listen to me enough, you won't have to do it yourself.
See, what's amazing about the information age is, wow, like you just hear like life experiences and advice from other people, and you save yourself so much time.
Dude, and pain.
So much time and pain, right? Like so much time.
Seriously.
No, like to be real, I don't even know what kind of person I would be without the internet. Like in a weird kind of way.
Bro.
You know what I mean?
Like on,
right.
We were like, at like without the internet we were like right here, right?
Right.
But with the internet, dude, like,
Yeah.
We're a full can of beer, my friend.
Yeah.
We are a full can of beer.
Full can of beer.
Today, I'm a fool. Obviously, I sleep under a rock. I didn't know my SD card had a freaking lock on it. Thank God for me.
You should tell the story, like.
So I went on my computer, I was trying to delete the files, and I was like, my files are.
Why won't it work?
Why aren't my freaking files deleting? It was like file delete, file delete, file delete. Click up here, delete. No, it's not working. What the hell's wrong? So I put my memory card in my camera, start taking pictures just to do a little video vlog before I came here. And like nothing was working. It was like, your card is locked. And I was like, what the fuck does this mean? Who did something to my memory card?
Who locked my
card?
card?
What did I press? What did I do?
Who locked my card?
Oh my god! I was like, well, at least I figured that I'm gonna look it up before I get there. And so I looked it up on the internet. Camera says locked, whatever the fuck.
Right.
And it just said switch the little switch into unlock position. And I was like, there's a switch on my
card.
SD card.
You just open the back cover and then there's a big old switch there. You just flip it.
There's no back cover.
I'm making a joke, you fucking.
You literally pull. Like I looked at my SD card and there's a little plastic.
Yeah,
piece,
there's like a little
and you
stub.
Just go, I'm like, oh my god.
No, I know. It's so you don't even like think about it.
Thank
like,
you
it's
for
a
the
tiny
internet.
little thing. Yeah. You don't even notice it almost.
I was gonna ask my friend Christian, but I'm really glad I didn't.
You would have looked so stupid.
As opposed to not looking like a fool right now, right at all, because I'm just telling everybody that I totally failed at that earlier.
Joke's on you. I always look like a fool. So Jesse, what's up? I know you're working on this. What are your future plans for this channel or this venture or whatever you would like to call it? Like, is there something you're working towards, or is your main thing is perfecting your content right now?
Dude, I want to get amazing content out.
Yep. I
So
hear that.
yeah, obviously my immediate focus is just beautiful content, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then this like little like thing that I've been dabbling with and thinking about, even since you knew me, was like wanting to get like clean water into places.
Interesting.
In my hometown.
I think you talked about this.
Yeah, dude. I like started a GoFundMe. I totally bailed on it, but like in my own hometown of Lathrop, bro, the water there is not drinkable. It's fully toxic. It says don't drink it.
That's fucked up. Holy shit.
This is a modern place in California. Does not have clean fucking water. And like,
so if you drink, you get like superpowers and shit. Become toxic man.
bro, I drank it my whole life. Like we were kids, you know, outside. We just got done playing football, slurping it out of the fucking.
You're like,
hose.
that's
like,
why
that tasted so fucking good. But like,
it's like Tang in a hose.
it's straight up, bro. It's like, oh my god, it's so delicious. Meanwhile, it's full of chemicals, you know, doctor's medicines, like manure, shit, whatever the hell else is inside of it.
Right.
But, you know, I would love to be able to play a part in, you know, in something like that, whether, you know, it being somewhere here, you know, in our own hometown in California, or, you know, in another, you know, country that needs it too, as well as like Mexico, Africa, or some other places like that. But I think personally, I'd rather start here in my own hometown. And dude, if I could fix it for Lathrop, that would be fucking fantastic.
I love that. Think about the hometown. Wow, this guy's gonna give back to his community. What a guy! What a fucking guy!
I want to, but I need to get this content down first, and then build up to that.
Dude, like, you're only like, what, 23, 24?
23.
Yeah, see? Dude,
Ain't
like,
race.
dude, you're at this, where we are in like medicine now, you're probably gonna die at like 80, 85. You have time.
80, 85? Bro, my uncle
Uh-huh.
lived till he was 123.
That's wild as fuck.
And
Holy
I am
shit.
guaranteed healthier than that guy.
That's so cool. No, like, imagine like seeing the world like change over that time.
123
That's
years?
crazy.
Can you imagine that, bro?
No, I can't. I can't even comprehend that.
No.
That's insane.
People are pushing shit in like wheels and cars, and then Lamborghinis and Ferraris blowing chicks' pants off.
That's so. No, that would be so dope to live that long. Dude, just to watch.
What do you mean, bro? Like,
Yeah.
dude, 80? I would live till 80 if I fucking treated myself like shit.
Like so, like the normal shit.
Like normal human being,
Yeah,
I would treat, live till 80. But the way
Right.
I treat my body minus this beer right now, I mean, dude, guaranteed I live as long as I fucking want to live. This is how I
live as long as I want to live.
I swear to God, bro.
Yeah.
This is how I've always imagined my death like this since I was a kid. I'm gonna choose. I choose when I die.
Interesting.
I'm gonna choose.
You know what? There is some truth to that. Like when you don't have something you're working towards or some kind of mission, you do kind of just wither away. Like some people's like partners, like when they're gone,
They're done.
They're done. They die. They were like 2 months later.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. They had like one reason to live, and then once that reason's gone, they die. Like these people who stay alive just to see their family members, and then they pass.
Yeah.
And bro, for me, it's like when I'm like, okay, you know, my mission here on this planet is done. I'm gonna go. And that sounds alien as fuck.
No, it actually, to be completely honest with you, that sounds like something in my thought process, absolutely. It's like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
You know?
And then, case shoots.
Yeah, I want to be on my dream. This is very bizarre what I'm about to say. My dream for my deathbed is to be surrounded by people I've loved, you know, people who I've touched in their lives as I've touched mine, right? And who I know are out there making the world a better place in their own small way, right? And I want to sit down, and you know that feeling you get when you had a really great year, and you sit down and you look at the photo album, and then you're like, wow, that was a great year.
Yeah.
That's the way I want to feel about like my life. And
Dude,
then,
you totally should.
yeah.
That's the only way to feel.
Yeah.
1 second and make sure this is still recording. Okay.
Wait.
I don't know why. I don't know if we'll have to sync audio, but
Okay. Do you need help? Got it. That's how you sync audio.
okay. Let's continue. Where were we at?
So I just talked about my dream for like my deathbed and what
Right.
I would love like out of my life and shit. You know?
Yeah.
No, I definitely feel like I'm on the right path so far. Like, and I feel weird when I say this. Like, it's not narcissistic, but I feel I have like this weird like oh, it's like weird if I say this, but it's not. This is the truth, right? I've seen like the results, right, of like my mission. And my mission is to touch as many lives as possible in my inner circle and outer, that they get inspired and then they touch the lives of the people in their inner circle and outer to inspire strength, right? And just that influence spreads, right? And I want to have an effect on people 150 years from now who won't even know like who the fuck I am, right?
Right.
But what was I saying? I totally lost my train of thought.
Touching people. Were you distracted by the chocolate?
I was actually. Yeah, continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Bro, I'm on that same vibe though. Like,
Right.
dude, I just want to inspire. Like, no, sorry. The word inspire is tainted.
Oh, it's fucking been shitted on forever.
I want to transform people
I like that.
and
Very
transcend.
strong statement.
I want to encourage transcendence.
Right.
The meaning of this tattoo. And one of the meanings.
Yeah.
And that's it, bro. Like, and through this conversation that we're having now,
Right.
dude, people can feed off of this. People can transcend their fears, their reality, all these things that they've been facing.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that's what it's about for me.
Right.
Like, I can fully, like, that's what life is about.
Yep. Life is about growth.
The meaning of life is transcendence.
Yeah. I feel I kind of have like a very Buddhist like view nowadays, even though I'm not exactly a Buddhist. It's under the radar.
By the way, Heysum has a certain belief about the world, but continue.
Right. So I believe suffering is guaranteed. I believe suffering in the human life it's universal, right? You're going to suffer, but to make the choice to rise above that suffering, to bear it, to take it as your own, right? And to climb that.
Jesus on the cross.
That's why Jesus is such a universal symbol.
Yeah.
You know, it really.
He hit all the targets.
He really hits on something deep within the human psyche, within the human spirit, if you believe in that. To bear it, to have your mission, and to climb that mountain and know you're gonna fall over and over again. You just get up and you carry that flag forward, and that's self-responsibility. And I think that's where emotional fulfillment lies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is for me. You know, for me, there's been a voice. This is not something I share often, right? This is very personal. There's been this voice I've had ever since childhood, right? Like telling me to be something more, something better. And I tried drowning that voice out through alcohol, drugs, whatever distraction I could get my hands on in the past.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
And that voice made me so fucking miserable because there was a disconnect between my reality and what my inner psyche was telling me. Like, I don't believe in a special destiny. I don't believe any kind of like, you know, something of human arrogance or superiority. I don't know if it's a curse. I don't know if it's a blessing. But that voice has always been there. It's been there since I was a small child, right? It's almost like a calling or something. It almost feels like it's not my choice. But yeah, there you go. We got real deep about 30 minutes in.
Yeah.
Cheers to beer. Hey, you got another
Cheers.
one. All right. No, it literally feels like I have no other choice.
I've had, bring me back to drugs,
Right.
trips where it feels like nothing, and you like literally experience where nothing is like fucking matters, and that everything is just kind of a system that's pre-created, and you're like, you're gonna do this shit.
Programmed.
You're programmed to do
Right.
this shit, dog, whether you want to or not.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of a shitty way to fucking view it.
I know, right?
Let's be real.
That's kind of like you're giving yourself an excuse to do nothing, basically.
And
I feel like it's an excuse.
Can be.
I feel like it is. Yeah.
But another way to view the world, and this is the way a lot of people view the world, is that you have a purpose, you have to find it, and you have free will along the way. So here's your road, and you just get to bounce off against these bumpers until, like at a freaking, a bowling spot with bumpers. And you get to bounce off these bumpers
Until you hit the pins?
until you hit the pins.
Yeah, I feel it. It's funny, like, the little, like, kind of, like, mental, like, viewpoint I've had over the years, like, shifts and changes, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh, like, I just want to, like, grow up and have a family and have a job and have love and like be happy, which is amazing. That's great, right?
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, of course. And then I went through like this whole like I lost like a lot of things. I lost my faith in the world in more ways than one. And I'm like, there's no purpose. Like, what am I doing here? I had a full existential crisis. I'm like, there's no purpose. Like, fuck it, just do whatever I want. And then I went on my crazy binges where I just did a shitload of drugs and alcohol. And if you look at pictures of me during that time, like the bags, this was like this is when I first moved to SF for like over a year.
The
like,
bags under your eyes, bro.
Yeah, they were like down to here. Like they were like intense. Like I could show you some pictures.
Yeah, I've noticed it.
Yeah.
I was like, what is up with my nigga Heysum?
Yeah.
This guy not sleeping? What is he doing?
No, dude,
like, is he just like aging?
Honestly,
I
I was fucking crazy. Like basically, I was very rarely sober at points.
Yeah.
But and then
That it was just.
yeah.
Would you say that was when I visited you in your old SF apartment? Or
Oh,
not?
definitely. I was definitely in that period.
So like you wouldn't have noticed that about
Yeah.
Heysum.
I don't know. I kept it very well hidden.
You didn't know.
I lied to myself like constantly.
He was still always the same Heysum.
right.
You wouldn't know these deeper things, and I tend to notice that about Heysum.
Right.
He has this, general Heysum that he throws out.
Hasteness.
Right.
Right.
This is Heysum, but
Still
he's,
me.
But yeah, it's him.
Yeah.
But he's like at this level that's like a little bit below it, but I can tell he wants to be at this Heysum.
24/7.
Right. That he projects.
Interesting.
Which is a good way to do it, because fake it till you make it. Eventually you hit there, and then you're good.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And in this conversation now, I'm sure you're there.
Oh no, I'm chilling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Are you trying to look right through me? I don't know what you're trying to do here.
No. I was hoping you would continue the conversation.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to like read into my soul. I'm like, what is he doing?
No.
Yeah.
That was all I had to say.
So I think I can tell this little story, this whole spiel I gave you when I talked to you on that phone once, a whole story of what happened to me last fall, right? So I feel like within those years and having that voice that I talked about earlier inside me, I was lying to myself, being delusional, and everything I told myself in my mind was a coping mechanism to make myself feel better, while I continued to distract myself. It was almost like I was an addict.
Yeah.
Not quite an addict, but I was like an emotional addict to like distraction, right? And it all came crashing down last year when I was kicked out of university, and then once you're kicked out of school for something you've been lying to yourself about, you've been delusional to yourself about, like you have this image you were projecting, like you're like this big self-improvement guy and you're gonna take SF by storm, and it all comes crashing down and you just can't lie to yourself anymore. That was probably I've been depressed in like Las Positas before, and I've seen like 2 therapists when I was going there. That was probably the deepest despair I've ever felt, like in my entire life. It was the ultimate failure. You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah.
Absolutely. And
Getting kicked out of school.
well, it was not even like getting kicked out of school. It's like all these years of like hardship and improvement had led to that moment, and it's like all of that was for this.
Yeah.
That's I really feel like was the crux of it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was and I remember there were times where I was like, how do I end myself and make it look like an accident? Like that's literally like, yeah, it was bad.
I can feel how intense this is getting for him,
yeah,
by the way, you
yeah.
guys. I thought it was me, but it's definitely him. I can feel him so much right now, but go ahead, continue.
Yeah. And then I was faced with a crossroads decision, and we talked about this earlier. This happens multiple times in someone's lifespan, right? Oh, maybe someone's home, right?
Surprise.
I know, surprise is because my phone has been in airplane mode this whole time, so I don't know if they responded. I don't know what someone
Sounds
would
like
say,
it.
right?
Aloha.
Aloha.
Hey,
How's it going?
What's up?
good.
How's your day?
It's pretty good. I'm really hot.
By the way,
Yes.
whose weed is that in the vault? I don't want to smoke it, but I'm just curious.
I think it's from Nico's party thing.
You're really high.
Wait, we're gummy stoned. We were gummies and we like microdosed after we were already really stoned.
Oh no!
I just went home.
It's like I'm barely hanging on right now.
I can see it all over the face. Oh my god.
that's gonna be in the video. I'm really high right now.
Oh gosh. Have fun, you guys.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
You saw my phone's on airplane mode. Like, you saw my message, right? You knew what you were walking into. Okay, never mind.
Never saw it.
Okay, don't.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got you.
All right, for sure. I know you're just high.
Yeah.
You just needed a moment.
I got you.
Okay. All right, let's get politics.
We'll save my dark stories some other time. Fuck it. You want to talk politics?
Jesus Christ, we don't have enough time for
No, we don't really.
stories.
Whoa, we could. That's a fucking hole we could like fall down under. But like,
No.
it's happy and inspiring, and I am a happy, dappy dude.
I can sum it up. Heysum has gone through some shit within himself due to his family, his circumstances, and everything.
Sure.
But he's become an amazing human being through it, and he's powered through it through whatever little means that he's been able to find.
Right.
And he's on his way to finding out what he needs to do and what he really desires and wants. And I'm stoked to see when he really finds out.
Me too.
I think once he does find that, like, he is really just gonna take the fuck off in it, and he's gonna kill it. And so I'm waiting for that day.
Yeah, me too. Me and you both.
And you know that when you're there, you fucking can hit me up
Right.
or whatever.
I love this man. It's probably the beer talking. I love this man. I still have a whole nother beer. I'm so happy I have
Dude,
another
I don't
beer.
have it. This is my last.
He's
beer.
flying through it. I'm too busy talking. That's what it is.
Okay. Hey, so
What's up?
I know you're heavily into politics.
God, what a time to be alive.
You know what's going on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So go ahead and talk a bit.
Well, before I jump in, right now I'm a classical
You're
liberal.
gonna preface this.
What's that?
You're gonna preface this.
I know.
Before I jump in.
this
Well,
fucking like swirling hall of
the
cultural
fucking
order.
Peaky Blinders. Let me drop this first.
So I consider myself a classical liberal, right? I feel like liberalism is like something completely different now than it was a couple of years ago, right? And what's fascinating to me is where we are as a country, and I'm watching the midterms very, very closely because I feel like that's the ultimate litmus test of how much the media really does have an influence and what ideas are prevalent right now. With things like the walkaway movement, and
Which is explaining to the people.
So the walkaway movement is people who are upset with what the democratic and like liberalism has become at this point. And what I find really fascinating about it is that it's literally thousands of people, and they're uploading their videos online. Why?
So it's an argument of the left.
Not exactly. It's people leaving the left. Like there's a mass exodus.
Right, yeah.
Right? And
they were like, the left is it's a little bit too left for me, and I want to go
like
a little bit up or sideways right now.
Up or sideways. Right. No, because these, I feel like what American values are is freedom of speech, freedom of expression, right? And I feel like freedom of speech is like a mechanism which we can like discover truth and like figure out the best course of action on an issue. We can't figure out where to go next on any kind of issue without hashing it out, figuring out which ideas are good and which ideas are bad.
It takes a long fucking time to do that.
It does.
I'm sitting around with like 6 other guys, and we're trying to figure out what the hell to do over at Slick Rock. You guys saw the video.
Right.
And like, it takes us like 10-20 minutes to fucking make a decision to walk over to the
That's
next
the reality
campsite.
That's the reality.
Like,
so imagine if Slick Rock was like some kind of social or political issue or kind of value issue. You do eventually reach that solution, but you need to have that conversation to figure out which ideas
between
are good and which
300
are
people
bad.
backed by 7 million or 2 billion people in the US, something like that in the US. Okay.
Yeah. So the reason why people are becoming like really upset, like where the party is now, is because they feel like when they hear any kind of argument that's opposite of their own, they're shouted down. They're called Nazis. They're called white supremacists, apologizers, right? And something I've kind of noticed over the years is like, first it was like racist, and then it was like white supremacist, and then it was Nazi, and then it's like there's always a new label to consider them evil right away, and conservative speakers are like often banned from colleges. And when you look into these individuals, they're just normal people.
Yeah.
Right? They're not like this horrible fucking like person like
Right.
they're made out to be. And with the internet, it's amazing. With the internet, people look into these individuals themselves and they realize like this is kind of fucking insane.
These individuals that are doing what to be put themselves in that
Well,
position.
here's the thing. We got Ben Shapiro, who's like a very conservative. He's very religious.
Okay.
He's like an anti-Trump conservative.
A little louder for them.
He's like an anti-Trump conservative, right? He goes to universities and he debates people in the crowd and he talks about what he believes in on issues, and he's usually down for open like discussion and debate on the issues, and he's willing to listen. But him just showing up to Berkeley that one time, like Berkeley like nearly burned down with the riots. Like that's absolutely insane.
Yeah, they hated it, and it caused a bunch of other people to go and try and like play along with the riots too, who wanted to get more famous.
Interesting. Yeah, no,
Right?
riots are interesting, aren't they?
They're like-
we could spend like 2 hours breaking down riots.
Bro, like
Yeah, like
next
riots are
riot,
just interesting.
let's just go to the next riot.
Let's just go
and
like,
just
fuck it.
film something live
Let's
and be
go
like,
to a riot.
fuck yeah, why not? Dude, that's how people get famous. You have to drink when we cheers.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, I'm breaking the beer rules. Right.
Yeah, dude, when you fucking people throw a riot, bro, there's like 10 guys who are like, oh, well, I'm gonna go talk at this because I want to get a fucking another 100,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah. Because you know people are gonna be googling it, they're gonna be searching
Automatic,
for
bro.
footage, of course.
Automatic.
Yeah, absolutely.
We should be reporting on that fucking
Oh,
thing.
shit. Let's
Jesus
try not to get
Christ.
killed though, you know? Like I don't do anything too crazy.
Who's gonna kill us, dude?
I know we're adorable.
What the hell?
Who would kill us?
They,
Man?
they love us. What do you
I
mean?
know, we're adorable. We're so good. Cheers to being
Cheers to
adorable.
being adorable.
I think we're drunk.
I think I'm not drunk until my 4th beer.
Here's the thing. I don't drink much nowadays, maybe once a week. So it's pretty easy for me. You say bullshit?
I'm sorry. No.
You said bullshit!
I did not.
It's not bullshit. I only get drunk like once a week. I'm a semi-responsible adult now. I pay my rent on time.
Were you not paying your rent on time before?
I was.
Well then.
I'm a semi-responsible adult.
We repeat.
Repeat. BoJack Horseman reference.
Okay. Where are we at? Okay. Cool. We're good.
For sure.
Let's continue.
I'm giving you some fire fucking footage.
Bro, all of this is fire, bro.
Yeah,
I knew
right.
I would get it. That's
Right.
sick, dude. I'm glad this is going so well.
Yeah.
God, I love my fucking friends.
Cheers to that.
Yeah.
I still have a whole other can. Cheers to that.
I'm not cheering for that.
I cheers myself
I
by
don't
drinking.
have another beer.
God, what the fuck were we talking about?
I don't know, dude, but I think this is about time to end the podcast.
This is a great time to end the conversation. Because I feel like if we keep going from here, it's just going to devolve into nonsense.
We've gone so far already, you guys. We have some good content. I hope you guys appreciate it. Heysum Ali here. Go ahead and enter your Twitter and Instagram.
So my Instagram is literally at Heysum Ali, so that's spelled Heysum, Heysum Ali, Ali, how it sounds, Heysum Ali.
Yeah. Dude, awesome guy. I fucking love this guy. He's one of the few real friends that I have. I probably have about 4 or 5 of them. And this guy, I love this guy, for real. He'll probably be here several times. So you guys will see him again.
I'll be around, for sure.
Alright, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all later. Shoots.
There you go, we're done.
I'm gonna do a little photo record so we can see what we look like.